It's one beautiful day in my neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Oh my Lord, what a beautiful day. It's about time to get on my We the People shit. Yeah, I think I need to go to this neighborhood and dismantle URDS brick, brick, brick. Word of advice, don't ever do anything that makes you carry 4 phones and an iPad. It's ridiculous. Kids, don't let the wind blow your shit down either. Pick that shit right back up and keep moving. Okay, so I just want to drop a quick video. Hopefully it's quick. The rumors going around, they're not going around town. They're what children do when they feel guilty. Oftentimes is they'll make up stories, lies, and they'll direct them oftentimes at their parents, people that are close to them. Sometimes those stories are true. Sometimes children are being victimized. Often, I don't want to say oftentimes, sometimes they're not. Let's just call it, it could be even keel, who knows. So what you can do when you catch people in lies is you can extract the truth about who they are from those lies. And I want to preface this next piece just by saying I stand 100% with my people in the recovery community. Addiction is not a fucking joke. It's not a pawn to be used in any fight whatsoever. It's as disgusting as a parent using a child as a pawn in a divorce. So I don't make light of, I know I said the meth head of the company, and that was only because that's what they've turned to, is which is anybody with half a brain, anybody who's ever gone through addiction or seen it in their lives, number one, you know what a meth head looks like. That shit is no joke. It eats you from the inside out. You can see it in the teeth, you can see it in the skin, you can see it in just the everything, the nerves, everybody who knows me knows I've experimented with most drugs. Heroin, number one, I've never seen any value in that. It's never appealed to me. It looks stupid. I'm not judging anybody who does it. But I also never had the ego to think that if I did wind up liking that I wouldn't be overcome by it. So in the experimentation I've done throughout my life, I've been there's nothing that I haven't researched before I delved into it. And I found value in most things, honestly, because I was so grounded in life and what I loved, acting, art, my children. When I did experiment with those things, I was never pulled by a chemical dependency, thank God, because I do believe that I know that there's a chemical imbalance in people that can have them pulled along the lines of chemical dependency, and that I dealt with more of the psychological aspect of it, and it was directly correlated to PTSD and my desire to escape pain that I didn't know I was suffering. So, but I was so grounded in the love that I had for this. No matter how dismal my circumstances, there was a love that I had, and that things could be better, that there was a belief that was ingrained in me, and I credit my mom for that. She really put that into my head, that I could always do what I wanted to do despite being on welfare and surrounded. At 2 years old, seeing somebody shot in my front yard and killed, and the hardware store across the street, that guy's throat slit, and the shit. And I don't remember a lot of this, but these are images that were... Anyway, I stand with my people in the addiction community, alcoholism, any compulsion. So I'm not making light of this, but I just want to bring to light the type of people that are at URDS, the people that stole the company. They are. So what they've taken to, because they have nothing else, is... and I've heard from several sources now that, and the method of the company, not making light, the meth head of the company, he is what a meth head looks like. Whether it's crack or coke or whatever it is he's doing, that rots his teeth out and whatever, and I'm not going to say his name, whatever that is, well, pot calling the kettle black, you know what I mean? And I will take credit for the fact that they've, number one, why don't they use a drug that like I said, everybody knows that I've experimented, and I'm not saying that I'm above. If there were a couple of exotic dancers in my vicinity right now and the kids weren't here and they were doing something that I've taken in the past, I'm not going to say that I'm all about, I am addicted to a good time. And I am addicted, it's not addicted because it's not a compulsion, but I do love to leave memories that can be good, and I do like pleasure. And I've been one of those people that's been able to step in and step out of these places where chemicals were used and tell the story about it. You know what I mean? And understand how the pull of addiction works, and be able to stand with my brothers and sisters in the recovery community to help offset it. So, but what they've taken to is Vince is strung out on meth. Okay. And I will take some responsibility for that story because I did plan it. When I knew that something, I'm very meticulous and I'm very patient. If I feel that something is amiss, I don't take to accusations right away. You know what I mean? I want to figure out what's going on, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. So I'll sit there and investigate. But about a year and a half ago, I started planning stories from my past, or even from my present then, with some experimentation I was doing with a girlfriend of mine, because Molly is a sex drug, and I'm not condoning the use. I'm not. Meth, if used sporadically and in incremental amounts, is a sex drug. It was all anything that I've done beyond psychedelics, which has put me on the other side of PTSD. Ketamine was the primary thing that broke my brain down and allowed me to get on the other side of PTSD. Psilocybin's a big one. That's not my forte and not my area of expertise, but ketamine is an area of expertise for me, and it's been extremely effective. But they don't want to use things that do come into my life now on a therapeutic level, because there's benefits to it. What they want to take to is areas where I made a movie where I was doing meth in the movie, and that was a breakdown in the movie. That was a guy who couldn't admit that he was an addict. It was about addiction. On the surface, at its core, it was about foolish pride, and that's what I was battling at the time, was foolish pride. And this was my way of telling it in story form in a way that everybody could relate to. So, but that's what they've taken to, is they. So that's fine that they call me a meth. I don't give a fuck. Anybody with any common sense knows. Well, it just makes them look bad because you know they're lying. But I have a real problem with people who make fodder of, and I'll be honest, like I said, I'll take credit because I started planning stories that I knew they would grab when they had nothing else. If they were in fact infringing upon me and they had ulterior motives, which they did, I knew they would take to these stories and they would, that's all, they're not people that research anything. They'll grab whatever they have. They're meme, they're basically, their life is predicated on meme information. So whatever a meme might say, that's the truth to them. They don't research anything. That's how they run the company now. They throw shit at the wall and hope that it sticks. They don't care about the homeowner. They don't care about the insurance company. They don't care who they hurt. They just want money in their pockets, and they want what's best for their self-interest. So that's what they're doing here. Is I dropped memes on company computers and things like that, knowing that if they had ulterior motives, they would eventually gravitate towards that because they had nothing else. So that's what's happening here. The problem I have is how they're infringing on people in the addiction community when they launch false accusations like this. It's similar to the Me Too movement, where, yes, women have been victimized for centuries. And I come from a family of women warriors. My mom, my aunt, I mean, these women were both my aunts. Fucking warriors, saved my life. I'm here today because of them, and the strength that I have, the resilience comes from them, from what they had to go through. So I know what it is to be victimized, and I know that people in the addiction community, they're victimized also. And if this guy is truly struggling with addiction right now, I do sympathize with him, and I hope he gets the help he needs for him and his family and whatever the hell's going on. I don't know. But I have a problem when people launch false accusations, and they're obviously not true, what that does to people that are actually suffering in that community. These are self-serving pieces of shit at URDS. Do not use this company. Anybody who works there now, they're part and parcel to the whole thing. They're self-serving pieces of shit too, because you could easily find another job elsewhere, take those contracts elsewhere. You're a self-serving piece of shit. If what they've done is taken to attacking an entire community of people to try to better their self-interest, and you're not gonna beat me, you fucking idiot. It's not gonna happen, because you can't, because truth prevails, and I'm the truth. You have no truth, none, zero. So you can't win this. It doesn't, and you just make yourself look stupid, and you shit on an entire community of people who struggle daily to be better by launching false accusations. Yes, I take credit for giving the stories, but I gave a ton of stories. There's a ton of different things they could say about me that they're not, because there might be some truth there that points to me being a good person, and they don't want to use it. So what they're the lowest common denominator, probably this guy's deepest insecurity, and it's fucking disgusting. Do not use this company. If you're using this company, that's the type of behavior you're supporting. If you're working for this company, that's the type of behavior you're supporting. You're a detriment to everything that's wrong, or to this country and what we're trying to do to be better here, we the people, but you're just a detriment to people's daily lives. Like, stop. Get the fuck away from this company. Do not use this company. If you're selling for this company, take your contracts. I don't need your fucking business, but I can put them somewhere where you can where your customer won't be waiting a year to get siding done. They're fucking deadbeats. They're hacks, and that's the bottom line. They're just horrible, horrible people, all of them. And if you're supporting this, well, you might be a horrible person too. Maybe you're not. But anyway, I just wanted to, this is not a defense of me. Like I said, if there were a couple of exotic dancers here, that's what I call them, because they deserve respect. I'm not saying I ain't gonna partake in some of my old behaviors if I'm a single man and my kids are gone, and you know what I mean? Like, I have zero problem with experimentation still to this day. And I made a movie about it. You're not launching anything that people know. I'm not a meth head. They know I'm not a fucking addict. They know I'm not a crackhead. They know I'm not out there fucking robbing and stealing to fucking support a habit, like, because I don't have one. The only habit I have is making the world better. That's my habit now. And when you launch accusations like this that can affect a community that's near and dear to my heart, even though I've never been chemically dependent, I've been psychologically affected, and I've had to overcome those demons. And I'm sitting here on the other side watching you motherfuckers launch accusations that could hurt that community. You just chalked up another reason for me to dismantle you, brick by brick. So that's what's happening. And I'm going to dismantle you brick by fucking brick. If you're with this company in any way, shape, or form, you are part and parcel to the damage they're doing to the fabric of this fucking country, right here in this microcosm of Detroit. Get away from them. Get away from them. I love you guys, and I'm gonna go maybe smoke some meth and see if I can sell myself at the. I'm fucking too old. I can't sell myself on 8 Mile anymore. I gotta go down to fucking. Where do old people sell themselves? Where do old people get meth? Drop me a inbox so I can. I got a habit to get to. What am I doing with this fucking video? I need to go lose some teeth or something. Sorry, no disrespect intended. I know that's a serious thing. I was making light, and sometimes, you know, it's fighting fire with fire. But much love to people in the recovery community. I got your back. Love you guys. Don't use this company.